What's happening, fam? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing well. So today is a follow-up video from a previous video I did a couple weeks ago where I installed Atomic Car Concepts RGB license plate frame, and I went through a very detailed video with that one for the back license plate frame. So please guys, click on the link for the previous video, and so you can go back and see the wiring, app functionality, the whole nine. This one today, I literally got to take the car out, take the bumper off, because I got to do some other things in preparation for the show that's coming up at the end of the month, Tuner Evo, and this is the remaining one that I have to install. And I just wanted to show you guys, obviously I did the hookup, it works. And one thing that I do want to point out, the app for this, it is not a complicated app. As long as this has power, the app is going to sense it, which means initially you'll have to scan that QR code and download the app and, you know, go through the whole process. But once there was power attached to this one, I'll just show you guys real quick. Once there was power attached to it, see right here, it senses both of my RGB frames, if you see what I'm saying. It senses both of the frames, and they both have the same number and everything like that. So you won't know which one is the rear and which one is the front, put it like that. Okay, you'll just have to turn on the bulb. Okay, so the top one is for this one right here. So if I click on the bulb, there we go, and it works. Click on the bulb to turn it off, click on the bulb to turn it on. So obviously the product works. A couple things just to let you know. Remember, you're putting this to the front and the plate might be water resistant. This stuff is, water is fine around it. This right here, this Bluetooth module right here, this is not. So that's why I have my heat shrink. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put some dielectric grease in there and put this heat sleeve over it, heat shrink it, and obviously I'll be tucking it behind the bumper, so I don't think it's going to get wet, but you know what I mean, I got to prepare myself. Otherwise, if this gets wet, I don't know what's going to happen, but they said on the instructions that this is not waterproof. So that's one thing. So guys, a couple things to note. Just remember, this is going to be directly connected to a source of power, either a fuse or a battery. It's just going to be connected to my battery. So you definitely want to have, I put a 3 amp fuse in here. You want to have an inline fuse connected to the positive cable. Okay, so in case anything was to happen, the fuse is going to pop and not your product. Okay, I also put this actually comes like this. They actually do this where they put their own RTV, but I pulled the wire back a little bit and put some of my own underneath. So once that dries, like nothing is getting inside the plate. You know what I'm saying? So, because obviously, you know what I mean, it's gonna have to weather some conditions. So you definitely want to secure your investment. All right. All right guys, the bumper is off. As you saw from the time lapse, I took different sizes of heat shrink, put some dielectric grease, connected the connector the correct way it's supposed to go. Obviously I was testing it, and heat shrunk it down so water can't penetrate the sleeve, because this portion right here is going to be, it's, you know, I mean, it could possibly get wet, and you know, we don't want that. So food for thought. Most likely I'm probably gonna leave this connected just like this, because I'll be able to probably slip this through right here, because remember, the connector's all the way down to the bottom over here where it's connected to the plate, which is right here where people really can't see. So I could probably slip it through this little crease right here and have the wire run to the back of the bumper like that. Also, just as a heads up, remember the back of this eyelet right here. Remember, they don't put the eyelet all the way to the back. So there's like a little bit of a gap. See that gap right there? It's like a 1/8 gap. So I'm gonna put a screw behind it, so when I screw the plate or the license plate frame down, this is not gonna bend, as I showed you guys that in the last video, because remember, they put the eyelets in the middle. So I would probably suggest to them, you know, I mean, moving this portion right here to the back, so it's flush up against whatever they're screwing it to, so it doesn't bend. Because I don't know the rigidity of this thing, like how much flex it can take, if you get what I'm saying. So now all I'm going to show you is I'm just going to time lapse it, where I'm going to hook up the plate, connect the plate, run the wires, and so forth. Also, what I'm going to be doing is I have all my other extra strips and stuff like that I took off from my previous underglow, because I put the new low glow stuff under there, so that stuff is insane. So all my strips that looks like this over here, I'm gonna run a couple pieces on my intercooler, and that's it. I'm gonna call it a day with that. All right. Alright guys, the install is pretty much finished. I just got to mess around with my light strips now, but everything worked out. It works. I would mess around with the app with it, but you guys have seen that before from my previous video. That's the reason why I told you guys make sure you click on it to see more of a detailed install. But this is the slogan right here. Anybody wants to have nice things, this is how it is. You gotta pay to play. And that's one of my oldest mottos. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is. But look how dope that looks. Look at that 7-color fade. That shit is perfect. That is perfect. Everything is connected. I used some wire management stuff here that I had from my low glow kit to stick it and run my wire on the inside of this rail right here. See, it comes over here, come down, and I tucked. And let me tell you, there's enough cord. The only thing, as I told you guys on the last video, I hate that it's freaking white. If it was black, you could, you know, I mean, it camouflages a lot better inside of an engine bay. But there was enough cord to run it all the way from that side to leave enough slack, like when I take the bumper off. There was enough cord to tuck the sections that's not supposed to get wet right in here in the fender well. And now it's under here. Plus there's heat shrink over it, so less of a chance of even getting wet. Then I added some ring terminals, hooked it up to the battery, and we are gravy. And that's really it, guys. Guys, you know what to do, man. Like, subscribe, comment. Definitely, I know you guys think my content is dope, so, you know, why not? You know what I mean? I'll just put some of these strips on. As you see me, I'm cutting my strips. And I'm gonna put the bumper on because it looks like it's about to have a rainstorm, so you know how that goes. Alright guys, the car is running, it's starting to drizzle, so I gotta cut this video right now. But the bumper's back together, it works fantastic, especially with the app. That's a 3-color crossfade, 7-color jumping change. But my favorite is the 7-color crossfade. Guys, you can't beat that, man. Definitely like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. Check out Atomic Car Concepts. I'll leave the link to this stuff in the description. As I told you before, when you buy 2, you get a discount on this. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Take it easy.